Doctor, thank you so much for joining us today. We understand that you're actually currently leading a study that's talking about the effects of sleep and our heart health. Can you talk to us about why sleep is so important?
Yes, this is a very important topic. So as we all know, sleep is very restorative, both in terms of psychological function as well as physical function, and enhances our overall well-being. However, lack of sleep is a very common problem in America. So 30% of Americans currently do not get recommended levels of sleep, and that number has been steadily increasing over the past few decades. And what we've found is that lack of sleep has been strongly associated with elevated blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and these are all major risk factors for cardiovascular disease.
Let's talk about the difference between men and women when it comes to recommendations for sleep.
Yes, so we know that those who get sufficient sleep have lower risk for heart disease, and that's true for both men and women. However, we've also found that there may be direct and indirect effects of lack of sleep on cardiovascular disease. So indirectly, lack of sleep may cause people to eat more, decrease physical activity levels throughout the day, and there may be direct mechanisms in terms of effects on metabolism, blood vessels, hormones that regulate appetite, as well as promoting inflammation. And what we've found, interestingly, is that women may be particularly susceptible to the inflammation that results from lack of sleep.
We're busy, we're professionals, we're parents, we're working, we're trying to exercise.
Yes.
What are your recommendations when it actually comes to the right amount of sleep and actually making the time for sleep?
First and foremost, if you feel that you may have a medical condition such as sleep apnea or insomnia, which are very common problems, you want to make sure to be properly diagnosed and treated for those. Secondly, we want to make sure that we disconnect from technology in the evening, and this is something that's particularly difficult for working professionals who may need to answer emails in the evening. However, what we want to do is shut off our phones and our tablets at least an hour before bedtime, and preferably get them out of the bedroom altogether. During the day, you want to focus on physical activity, making sure that you get exercise because that enhances sleep quality. You also want to limit caffeine and alcohol, so stop drinking caffeine several hours before bedtime, as well as limit any heavy meals before bed because heavy meals can cause indigestion. And then finally, we also know that circadian rhythms may be very important for promoting sleep, and so that's your body's clock. So what you can do is when you wake up in the morning, make sure that you get exposure to sunlight or to bright lights, and that will help you to manage your body's rhythms naturally and make you more tired in the evening.